So as a wrap up, it's important that we use all the tools that we can get our hands on. We need to be a detective and use all of the who's, what's, where's. Keep your little notebook, document all the clues from the photograph. Understand where the photograph came from. It's important that you develop multiple theories about the photograph, because that's what a theory is all about. Create a theory. I think this is a wedding. I think this is a family portrait. I think this is a family unit. If you don't have a theory, you don't have anything to work against to disprove. Once you've disproved, if you have 5 theories and you disprove 4 of them, you've got one good working theory that you can keep moving forward with. Tap your networks, whether it be a Facebook type social network or any of the networks in any of the genealogy application websites. Because you're not alone out there. There are, yes?
You can reach out to Dead Fred.
Dead Fred, I'll be pulling up that as additional resources in just a second.
Find it great. Reach out to this post. A lot of times they'll answer you. You can get really good stuff.
Thank you. And Find a Grave is another great resource. Right. So you're not alone in researching these people. So that's why I try to reach out to cousins that I've never met. Find them, especially as I'm looking for cousins. I'm looking for, as I look down the family tree, the oldest member of the family, the oldest son or the oldest daughter, a lot of times they'll inherit the photos. Or the youngest, or the last child living with the parents when the parents died, they might have inherited all the photos. So I'm looking for those 2 extremes, either the oldest in the family or the youngest in the family. I'll take those and I'll work them down another generation, keep working them down another generation. In just a few short weeks, we'll have the 1940 census to help us get a little closer to our time. So what I've been doing is I'll get these folks in the 1930 census. I'll use city directories, street directories to follow them across time as if you've got a good selection of city directories, you'll see, a son will grow up living at home. You'll see then there's a name posted next to the gentleman in the city directory. There's his wife. Keep following it a few years, 18, 20 years forward, and then children start showing up in the city directories next to their parents at the same address. If I get really stuck, I go down to the Department of Vital Records, and I find the marriages, and then I find, within the next couple of years, children of that marriage. Then I look at those children and find their marriages, and I keep following people. I've done a number of projects where I've had to find people that are living today, and then look up their name in the phone book. And if I have to call half a dozen until I get to the right one, I'll say, "Are you the son or daughter of?" And they'll say, "Yeah." And they're always a little bit leery, but you just try to explain to them what you're looking for, be honest and open. I've had a lot of mixed reaction, people that, I've got photos that I want to give you. Sorry, I'm not interested at all. Or, oh, that's great. So it can go one way or the other, where people have 0 interest or a lot of interest. Some great resources out there to help you with your photos. Cindy's List has a tremendous selection of sites about photos. Dead Fred, as it was mentioned, is a place where you can upload your photo or search through photos. Maureen Taylor is the expert in the field. She is the photo detective. So you can check out her site. Another great researcher is Linda McKinnon, who has a site with a lot of great resources. And one thing I like to try, it's not always great, but Google Image is a way of doing things also. You go to Google Image, you take your photo, you upload it. It will then compare your photo to its entire collection of photos that it has in its search database. Questions? Sure. Let me know when you're done. I'm going to also, yes. How did I get census records from different countries? Many of those census records are available in the international version of, or the world version of Ancestry. There are also a number of independent companies like UK People or Scotland's People that will offer you images of census records from 1841 through, I think they just released the 1911 census records. Which year? Which? Okay. I can't speak to that, but I've been very successful in finding English records, English census records from 1841 through 1901 for a number of my English lines, as well as Scottish records. I can't answer where they're kept, but they're typically there's usually a central repository for all of these, but Ancestry has scans of all the British ones and no scans of the Scottish ones. At the National Archive, Nara? At Nara, at Propeller Road, or? And is it, do you have the sense, are they the census images? Census images? Right. Which is good, because what I've been using on Ancestry is just the text transcription. They don't have, and Family Search is great too for foreign records. I found quite a number of Irish church records. One of the big stories is that most of the census records from Ireland are gone. Some of the more recent ones are available, but if you're going to be doing Irish research, you've got to look at church records because they don't have the census records. What site did I use? Family Search. Family Search. Family Search is great for, they've been collecting, well, they've been collecting records for years, but they, in the last 5 years, they've been doing a lot of image records. So a lot of what they've been collecting over the years as microfilm, they're putting up the images. In fact, if you're doing Massachusetts research, they've got birth, marriage, death records right up to, they're still working on it, it's 1918. You can get birth, marriage, death records online Family Search.